Good morning. We're here in El Paso, Texas, going to Tucson, Arizona this evening. It's time for our morning bug report. It's looking about the same, although they're more on the hood and the windshield. Need to get that cleaned off. Been charging up overnight here at the Courtyard Hotel. I've already got today's itinerary entered in. I asked the folks at the hotel front desk what they'd recommend for local breakfast, and they pointed me to a place right down the road. Then we're going to go to the Scenic Drive Overlook above El Paso, look down on the city, then to the Supercharger, then to Chiricahua National Monument, which is actually just inside of Arizona, quite a few miles off of I-10. But there's a supercharger where you turn off, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then I made reservations at the University Inn in Tucson, which has a destination charger. There are also a couple of superchargers in Tucson if for some reason that doesn't work out. So there's our route. Calculating. It'll take a while for it to figure out the times. Meanwhile, let's check the stats. I think I gave this to you last night. We're going to reset the daily stats and change the color of the car. Let's go with a dark green now. Solid. How about that? There we go. Let's get on the road. Mexican style eggs at Ernie's Cafe. So here we are at the Scenic Drive Overlook above El Paso, Texas. Pretty neat. That's Mexico in the distance, sister city. Got the hill behind us. Here is a map. That's the Rio Grande. Can't really tell in the haze where it is. The name of the city in Mexico is Juarez. Glad I came up here. Apparently there's a tradition of locks on this overlook as well. Here we are at the El Paso Supercharger on the west side of town. We don't actually need to charge here, so we're just going to do a touch and go because it says we're going to get to the next Supercharger west on I-10 at in Deming, New Mexico with 40% state of charge in a little over an hour and a quarter. So we're supposed to be aware of rattlesnakes at the New Mexico rest area. Got my New Mexico state road map. The visitor center was closed, but there were 3 people working here, and they went in the back and got me one. They were getting them for other people as well. Very nice. We like New Mexico so far. We're at the Flying J Travel Plaza. We got here with 48%. I charged longer than I meant to at the El Paso Supercharger, but we can't make Willcox. It estimates we get there with -7% charge. So we're going to have to charge here for 20 minutes. Speed limits out here are really fast. So let's plug in. See how fast we can charge. We're ramping up pretty well. Battery's been preconditioning. We've been driving a while. 115 kilowatts, not bad. We do have a pretty high state of charge. So this is the first time I've seen superchargers iced. We've got 2 big pickup trucks blocking chargers. Nice. Here we are at the Holiday Inn Express in Willcox, Arizona. We got here with 17% charge. We should have a pretty warm battery. The charging speed is ramping up rapidly. 140 or so kilowatts. Says it's going to take 20 minutes to charge. Okay, we're ready to go on to Chiricahua National Monument. It says we won't have to stop here on the way back. We can get to the hotel where we're staying with 18% energy, and there's a supercharger on this side of Tucson if we use more than we expect. So we're going to head on down the road. Well, I'm here at the KOA Campground. I almost forgot to have lunch, but then I saw there is a local restaurant called the Roadrunner Cafe. So I'm going to check that out. I guess I'm not going to check that out because it is closed. We'll have to find another place to eat. So the nice gentleman over at the KOA Campground recommended that I try the S&S Steakhouse on the other side of the interstate. So we'll see how that is. I forgot to take a picture or video of my steak burger, but it was really good. And the chef came out and said he saw my North Carolina tags, and we chatted because he's from Virginia. Got people all around there. So now we're going to the monument. once again, I'm a little too late. Oh well, let's see what we can do. Well, this is certainly dramatic. Chiricahua Mountain Wilderness. Ranger came out at the visitor center to talk to someone who had found the rest of his family and thought they were lost. And she said this was a great time to come up and see it in the late afternoon around sunset. It's probably really bright, that glare. It's even more dramatic down the little half-mile nature trail. It goes around the parking lot. Sorry again for the glare. I was reading the sign up there and it said, because of the mountain uplift and tilting joints formed in the rocks, and over a long period of time, water got in and froze and melted and caused these formations. Look at that. All right, so this looks relatively safe. There's a guardrail. I'm going out there. We made it. Using that rail. This is pretty neat. Look, pinhole telescope. Doubt you can see through it. Maybe, almost, but not quite. This is even more neat. Each of these notches is a different height and position around the semicircle, and then there's a metal plaque below each notch telling what you will see if you put the telescope there. That's pretty clever. So along this nature trail, I came across this very shady evergreen stand, and it is downright cool up here with the wind blowing. Here we are at Sugarloaf Mountain. It says the round trip is only 1.8 miles, so it takes a little over an hour. I think we're going to do it before the sun sets. Wish me luck. Well, here we are. I'm assuming this is what they call the summit. Sorry for the glare. This is pretty cool. I don't know if it's a weather station or a refuge or a little of both. Let's see here. National Historic Lookout Register. So maybe a fire lookout. Anyway, can't stay long and enjoy the sunset because the backside of the trail is already in shadow. I'm going to get down before it's unsafe. I didn't capture this on the way up because I wanted to make the summit before too late. But on the shadowy side of Sugarloaf Mountain are still patches of ice, and it is March 2nd. are at the Pilot Express, a little southeast of Tucson, at the original Tucson Supercharger. We got here with 11% battery, and we could actually make it to our hotel in downtown Tucson with I don't know if you can read that, 3% battery. I don't know if it'll stay in focus. We're going to plug in and get a little bit of charge just to be safe in case we have to make a detour. And the hotel has a charger, so we'll charge up tonight. While I'm charging, I'm stretching my legs and I noticed this cool layout where one supercharger, in this case you can see 1B, is for this spot, and 1A, right behind it, is closer to the spot behind it. So there are 5 spots on this side, 5 spots on the other side. Kind of neat. Talk about service. They had a cone, which they came out and told me I could move so I could plug into one of their chargers, which is neat. So we'll take this one. Sorry. Just in case somebody else comes to the other spot, which does not have an EV in it right now. There we go. All plugged in. Charging in less than 6 hours. Cool. Let's go ahead and check the trip computer. Let's see, today for trips, we drove 433 miles and used a whole total of 121 kilowatts of energy. One of our best averages yet, 279 watts per mile. Must have gone downhill a lot. It's a fun day.